1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Every single one of us in this room shares something in common. We all live in Kansas. We are all either college students or the parents of college students. And the final similarity is that we are all in danger. Just a few weeks ago, on July 1st, our governor, Sam Brownback, passed a law that allows anyone aged 21 or older to carry a gun in Kansas. One would think that to carry a lethal weapon, someone would, have to go through many, many steps and qualifications to be able to carry a weapon around freely that kills more than 30,000 people a year. But no, not in Kansas. Background checks? Psh, what are those? We want everyone to be able to carry a gun. Having to learn how to operate your weapon? Why? What's the point? Isn't that just kind of a learn as you go thing? And having to get a permit? No. Why would you ever have to get a permit to carry a lethal weapon? That is one of the biggest killers in the United States. And allowing anyone to carry a gun onto the college campus that we go to and that your children go to without any regulations? Of course, there couldn't be any danger in that, right? Think I sound crazy? Maybe. But this is how crazy I think it is. I think it is that Kansas is allowing absolutely anyone over the age of 21 to carry a firearm, even if they haven't obtained a permit, and that they are allowed to carry them on campus where I used to feel safe. Kansas is one of the six states in the United States that just passed this law where conceal and carry are allowed to carry guns without any form of a permit. One of the most important things about a college campus is safety. And while some people may not feel threatened by guns, I know I definitely do. The uncertainty and unknowing if the person walking next to me down Jayhawk Boulevard or the teacher that I'm having a conference with has a gun strapped to them is extremely unsettling for both me and some of my friends who I've talked to about this issue. Idaho is another state that just passed a law that allows concealed guns on school campuses. Just 2 months after passing the law, a professor at the University of Idaho shot his foot in the middle of a classroom lecture because his gun accidentally went off in his bag that was laying on the ground. After the incident, the president of the school stated, quote, "When they passed this law, it was bound to happen. This makes me so scared for our safety. If they stated that, it was bound to happen, then why didn't they do anything to prevent it in the first place? We are just supposed to sit in class and hope that the person with the gun next to us doesn't go off in their backpack. And if it does happen, I sure hope it's shooting my foot and not pointed up to shoot my head or my chest." We have no idea who's carrying a gun, and we have no idea what kind of person they are and what their intentions are, and when the next accident will occur. Scared?
Oh my gosh.
Psychology Today did a very interesting study of fear and how we react to certain stimuli. They found that the human can detect and react to potentially dangerous stimuli immediately, like a snake or a spider. This is because we know that snakes and spiders can be poisonous and could potentially hurt us very much. The scientists later found in this study that we identify guns in the same way and just as quickly. They did a similar study called the weapon effect. And after 56 published studies, they can truly conclude that, quote, "The mere sight of weapons increases aggression in both angry and non-angry people. The facts are there that even just the sight of guns can cause fear and aggression. But not only do guns have the potential to make us feel uncomfortable, what happens when these weapons are given to people without any government regulations?" When passing the law about unrestricted concealed carry, Brownback stated, quote, "Training is an ongoing personal responsibility. It's not something that the government can mandate. It's not a one-size-fits-all." This quote gets me, and it really makes me think and honestly scares me. I remember, and I'm sure lots of you remember, when all of us were little 14 and 15-year-olds and trying to drive a car for the very first time. When getting in the driver's seat, I didn't know the difference between the gas pedal and the brake pedal. I had to go through hours and hours of intensive training before even being allowed to get in the car. Then when I was in the car, finally, I had to drive with an instructor for months and then drive with my parents for about a year until I was 16. In our country, it is illegal for little 14-year-olds to get in their parents' car with no training, get behind the wheel of the car, turn it on, drive it down the road, and hope that they don't kill themselves or anyone around them. So why can someone carry a deadly weapon without knowing how to operate it? When doing research for this speech, I came across story after story of people not properly taking care of their guns, which would lead to either the death of themselves, the death of people around them, and lots to the death of their own children. If people are going to be carrying these guns, they need to know how to use them. One story that really stood out to me was in Indiana. While a man was attempting to disable his gun for a cleaning, the gun backfired and then shot through his entire thigh and then hit into his baby's head that was sitting right next to him, his 9-month-old child. This is why it is shocking to me that Kansas is basically handing guns to people who don't know how to operate them and just, hoping that they don't accidentally kill themselves or someone around them in the learning process. So we may feel like we have no say in the law and that once they are passed, we can't do anything about them. But this can't be. We are the people. We are the people who have to live with these laws and who have to live with the flaws of them. Brownback may be able to sit in his secure office and sign his name off on the law, but we are the ones walking on campus not knowing if we'll be safe. We are the ones that hope that the person's gun next to us in class doesn't go off. You are the ones sending your children to school unsure about who could just pop on campus that day with a gun and no permit. While there are so many good people in the world who would never intentionally hurt someone with their gun, there are also bad people, and there is so much room for risk and accidents. I want us to put our feet down and say that this is not okay. I want to go to a school in a gun-free environment, but if I can't have that, at least train, background check, and put restrictions on who can carry a gun in my state. Our lives are in the hands of people who carry guns, and honestly, that is not a place where I want my life to be.